Hello and welcome, my friends. Welcome to Friday. TGIF, we made it. What an extraordinary week. I hope that you had a fantastic time and that this transition into the full strawberry moon has gone well for you. The full strawberry moon, of course, is going to be with us over the next couple of days as we transition into this next week. And that's what we're going to be looking at in this reading. We're going to be looking at the week of June 4th through the 10th. So let's get into this. Now, the decks that I brought in for this reading, I do have the Literary Tarot, which is a new deck for me. Absolutely loving it. And I'm matching it with the Loracle Oracle. Again, a fantastic, fantastic deck. Yeah, it's going to be a week where it's the full strawberry moon that's going to be the most important, I guess, external energy that we need to work with, embrace, acknowledge, if you will. So we have the Seven of Quills, also known as the Seven of Swords. Quills in this deck are swords. The Eight of Light. And of course, oh, just a second. I can never remember. Like I said, I've only had this deck a week. Light is emotion and imagination. So that the Six of Light, sorry, this that's the Six of Cups. The Ten of Parchment. And the Ten of Parchment, of course, would be the Ten of Pentacles. At least I can remember the Pentacles and Parchment because they both start with P. There's an association there. So I do use the book for this to tell you what books these are based on, just because that'll explain the imagery a little bit. And I'm always excited to see what links they've made to what books. So we've got to flip through and find. All right. So the Six of Light. Okay. This is The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. The Seven of Quills. The Black Cat by Edgar Allan Poe. And then the Ten of Parchment. Gentlemen's Prefer Blondes by Anita Loos. So those are the books that are connected into these cards. Absolutely fantastic. The Seven of Quills talks about kind of that authenticity. Usually this is the card that has the seven swords. The guy has taken six of said swords, but left one. Or sorry, left two. He had five, and math is not my strong suit. But it does talk about trying to get away with stuff. Like I said, that authenticity. And the Strawberry Moon really was talking about that need for embracing that authenticity. The Six of Light, the Six of Cups, talks about that reminiscing. The Ten of Pentacles, or the Ten of Parchment, is about that family piece. And this week, we're looking at either things coming to a head or some reflection is needed on how historical family traits, belief systems, those root aspects that we grew up with, we need to start to look at them. Not all family beliefs, traditions, expectations, demands are relevant anymore, because some of those beliefs, some of those aspects go back generations because no one's checked into them. Check into them this week, especially during the beginning part of the week, because, well, we've got that full strawberry moon, and we had a lot about trying to get that authentic self, working with those deeper aspects. Well, we need to do that. And part of that reflection will be not so much challenging, like in your face challenge, but reflect in what works, what fills you with positivity, what helps, and then what doesn't, what won't work. What do we have to say, okay, that's how it used to be. I need to make some changes for me. Like I said, you don't want to go in and do confrontation where you're like, Mom, you're wrong on this. Grandma, this is bad. Grandpa, no. It's more about a self-identification and a self-awareness. Because if we know that something's not working for us, we have the ability to make some shifts and changes without making a big deal out of it for our greater good. And sometimes it's about also building off of it. Especially if we have over the last, year or a couple years, we start losing those generations. I just think about how when my grandmother died, we had to look at how we were going to change things. What was going to happen next? Or when my brother and I moved out of my parents' home, how did things change? What happened then? So those are aspects that we need to look at. What do we want to keep? What do we want to release? What's going to help fill us and fill our base community, like our base family, because it's ever growing, ever evolving, just as life is. So take some time this week. Again, never, never, never should it be hyper-focused. If you're hyper-focusing in on it, your ego, your lower self is misdirecting you. We do want to have some fun. We do want to, enjoy. Sixes in tarot are all about balance. That pie, sometimes we need to have that cake and eat it too, right? This is a slow process. We've got a 6 and a 7 side by side. Knowledge is key. It helps us moving forward. But that creativity, that fun, that joy brings us life. And that's a big part of it as well. Okay, so what's going to help and add some supports in for my friends to start to do this reflection? Because it can be hard, depending on what your historical family looks like. And know that there is no right or wrong with family. It just is. And like I said, it's ever evolving, just like we are. And sometimes we don't realize how much we've shifted and changed, how much they've shifted and changed or not shifted and changed, and how that impacts us. Okay. Oh, I love these cards. They're so pretty. Snow Dragopard. Probably said that wrong, but she's creating words and I'm dyslexic, so we'll work with it. Solitary, sensible, and serene. It's that sensible piece. What makes sense? What brings in that stability for you? What's going to help you continue to grow forward rather than getting stuck in how things have always worked? Because let's be honest, we know that doesn't, it's not going to work for us. Tree frog on. Colorful, clinging, and tree frog. That color. Like I said, that cake and eat it too is going to be super, super important. If we don't have some fulfillment, joy, happiness, life gets so dreary and drudgy and funky and gunky. And that's not going to help. that's actually going to add more weight to the 7 or to the swords. And we're going to see the 8 and 9 come forward, and we're going to see that mental health slip. And I think this is about calling it and doing that check-in. Check in what's working and what needs to be modified a bit. Griffin Owl, catch, tactics, and wizard. Well, Harry Potter, you are a wizard. It's that catch, right? What things can you catch? What things can you change, amend, add? I really see like clay right now. You can mold things into what's going to be more suitable for you as you go forward, especially as we're getting into that summer season. We've got like 2.5 weeks before we have the summer solstice. And anytime we're looking at that summer piece, parties and barbecues and different things that we need to connect in with. So it's really important that we do take some time. Where are our boundaries? What's working? What's not? Taking that time now will save some, well, challenges throughout the summer. Because if we have healthy boundaries, if we have healthy expectations, it builds us up. Like I said, we're going to start to catch things. We're going to start to have that very sensible, very strategically planned, well, understanding for you in place. So making sure that we do take that time for self. Now, this deck has a lot of fun little prompts in the corner. The little sun, it's inspiration. And then we have the little nighttime thing. We have spirituality, magic, and reflection. In this little card, we have a book and a little book, education and general. That education, I would really, really think that it's more about that reflection piece. And then we also have wildlife and creatures. For all our friends, or all our people who have furry friends, super helpful with that reflection. You're not doing it alone. You can cuddle up with them. It doesn't have to be something that you fear or dread. We have the magic piece again, that spirituality, that connection, those ahas. And then we have the double people, which is all about tasks, work. Oh, sorry, that's not double people. Yeah, that's the right one. Sorry, tasks and work. Looking at that inner work for us. Know that, yes, this week is going to bring you always those expectations and demands of your week. However, there are opportunities and energies, especially during the first part of the week, to work on some of this reflection. Work on a better understanding for you. And knowledge is truly key. It helps us to be able to plan forward. It gives us the ability to release some of the stuff that isn't working, strengthen what is, and like I said, mold what you need. Because, well, relationships in general are always fluid. Everything is changing. We don't have a status quo. So let's look at any further insight or information that we can share, my friends, so that they can really get some of this reflection done. Get a better sense, better understanding on what's going to work for them. The Two of Light, the Two of Cups. The Eight of Parchment. It's in reversal. So this is the Eight of Pentacles. And then the High Priestess, second card in the Major Arcana. Okie dokie, let me grab my book and I'll tell you what books these are. We'll start off with the ever beautiful High Priestess. This, of course, is King Lear by William Shakespeare. We will get to the next one. The Two of Light, Emma by Jane Austen. And I know Parchment's at the very end here. The Eight of Parchment. Oh, how French is not my friend. I will just show that. Le Femme du Opera. So right away I noticed that we've got like the Two of Light, which is the Two of Cups, and the High Priestess. Both are twos. When you have multiple twos, the angels are telling you that balance is so important. On the inside, that serenity, that core, and it will also exude onto the outside. That stability, that calm. And let's be honest, we need that. Especially, like I said, as we go into the summer, not only are we going to have lots of events, expectations, and demands from family and friends, but we're also going to have more and more of the solar system go into retrograde. August, it's like the majority of the solar system is deciding to go backwards. Well, hello, Miss Roberta. Welcome, welcome. It's the Phantom of the Opera. Thank you. They say that Canada is bilingual. I'm lucky I have one language right now. So, yeah. But so know that balance is going to be super, super helpful. Also know this week is a bit of a rite of passage, if you will, because we do have the High Priestess. She usually has that double pillar, the black and white pillar. So we have that ability to embrace that knowledge, embrace that scroll, that Torah, so that we are able to move forward into something that's going to be more manageable for us. This is going to be very kind of a gateway, if you will, because the summer kicks off a lot of, well, that family connection. We kind of disconnect from January till about, well, summer solstice, June, July. And then from July till about January, there's a lot of things that go on because we've got the summertime, barbecues and celebrations, weddings, that kind of stuff. Then we get into the fall, and North America, we have the Thanksgivings, then we have the holidays and the parties. And we know that without boundaries, without reflecting into how family and friends impact us, whether or not it be positive, negative, or a balance, we need to make sure we have that understanding. It's going to help us go forward, well, not only throughout the rest of the year, but as we grow and as we evolve. So know that we have that. This is an important week. It may not seem like a lot, and I think that's a piece. It doesn't seem like a lot to go in and do some reflection into, those expectations, demands, those root values, those aspects and pieces on how our family impacts us. But that little piece of knowledge is going to be so important. It connects into that Two of Cups because we're looking at that relationship with self, and in some cases, a relationship with our partner, because it's not only our family that we need to be mindful of, but it's theirs as well. Know that it's just more than one aspect. This is, again, a multi-aspected piece. Now, the Eight of Pentacles, it's in reversal. The reason it's in reversal, it's that attention to detail. Well, it's easy to minimize some of the little pieces because, well, it may not seem important. I would really try this reflection a little bit of time throughout the week. A little bit of time here, a little bit of time there, and go back to check in to the information. Because it's going to be those little aspects that are going to be the game changers. Because like I said, family and friends change. We change. It's an organic piece. And the best part of this is as we age, we become very different. And so do that generation above us and the generation below us. So it's important to evolve with them. So making sure that we're not minimizing or overlooking little pieces, because it's in those little pieces that I think you're going to see that connection into the High Priestess. This is a fantastic week to get some kind of really, not easy, but information that is going to really help you not only navigate some of the pieces that are going to come up throughout the summer and later part of the year, but as you go forward, knowing that this might be a little check-in that you do, whether it be, at the summer solstice and the winter solstice, just little check-ins, especially on that family unit. And when I say family, I also mean friends, those people who are really close to you that impact you the most. I want to thank everybody for joining me today. I hope that this reading helped to give you some enlightenment on what you can expect this week and how you can best use the energies to your advantage. If you did like this session, please remember to give it a thumbs up, as it does help people find me on the sea of YouTube. More importantly for you, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that little red bell so you know when I'm live and when I've posted. You don't want to miss anything. And if you're looking for an added layer of support, I do have a Ko-fi and Patreon page. I provided links below so you can go check them out for yourselves. Again, I want to thank you guys so very much for joining me today. I hope that you have a fantastic week full of reflection and balanced out with a little bit of fun. Until tomorrow, my friends.